Oh, and by the way, happy birthday, Sean Lennon. How could I forget? Because this is the day before. Hi, fans of high-quality entertainment. I have to be honest, I have been kind of stressing out a little bit reviewing this Power to the People Super Deluxe box set that was gifted to me by the Lennon estate, because I have watched other reviews of this, from other people that were gifted the box set early. Me, Mr. Mael, Beatletone's Beatles channel, and many others. And it's like, I can't compete with that because I've always said, I'm not the greatest at reviewing music. I just have a passion for music. So this is going to be, I know that me, Mr. Mael's video is an hour long. So I highly recommend you check out his review because I kind of agree with probably 90% of what he says. And also Beatletone's Beatles channel, and I'm forgetting the other YouTube channels at the moment, but I'll have a link below for them. And in case you don't know, I would like to congratulate me, Mr. Mael. Yesterday, he got to meet Sean Lennon. And so the link will be here or here. And that's awesome. Joe and Robert too met him. So there's a little, just watch his video. And then, like I said, watch his review of this excellent box set. I will talk a little bit about it, of course, but like I said, I'm not a details guy. I just have a passion for music. I'll tell you what I liked and didn't like about it. I've always loved Sometime in New York City. Not my favorite John Lennon album, but I've always loved it, especially, and I know some people are gonna moan and roll their eyes, but especially the Yoko Ono songs. The only thing I didn't care about it was the production. It could have been better. And I've got all the early experimental albums, which I'm not a fan of. Although this one, I bought this when I was like 12 years old. And I didn't like it, even back then I loved some of Yoko's songs like Why, where, some people say she's just screaming, but even back then I knew there was more to it than her just screaming. And then this one, of course, Live Piece in Toronto. And I have some of Yoko's albums. Plastic Ono Band, with probably my favorite Yoko Ono song is Why, and Goodbye Sadness. And then Fly, which is excellent. My favorite is Approximately Infinite Universe, which I always tell people, it's song-based. Now, you talk about give peace a chance. Give Yoko a chance and listen to this. And Feeling the Space, which is excellent. And I love this one, Between My Head and the Sky, Plastic Ono Band, and Walking on Thin Ice. So in my previous video, which I'll have here also, if you want to know the contents of the box set, it is amazing. It's such a classy box set. And it comes with this very nice hardcover book. So before I get into some of the music, I would say if you're a big John Lennon fan, get this box set. If you're, not sure of getting it or not, if you're, you really like John Lennon but you're not sure, then please watch. I would watch all of the reviews from, like I said, I'll have the links below. So yeah, I just received this about 10 days ago. So it's a lot to listen to. 9 CDs and 3 Blu-rays. I actually just put the Blu-ray in, set it up with my TV and went through the menus and all that, so it works. But I didn't listen to the Blu-ray at all. But 9 CDs. I listened to everything once, and I listened to the Ultimate Mixes 3 times. So this is what you get inside. That's 6 CDs. And you get a big poster and lots of, like I said, a lot of stuff. And then 3 more CDs for a total of 9. And 3 Blu-rays with all the content on those and more. So CD1 is the hybrid show, which is kind of like a best of the afternoon show and the evening show. CD2 is the afternoon show, which I feel is the better of the two, but it depends on the song sometimes. And then the evening show is CD3. The Ultimate Mixes, which I said, I've listened to that 3 times. Actually, when I first got the box set, the very first thing I went to was the Ultimate Mix of Sometime in New York City, which is now called New York City. And then I really enjoyed the Evolution documentary. It kind of shows you how, it starts like a demo and just gets better and better as it goes along. And then New York City Studio Jam is really fun. The Elements Mix CDs. Like I said, some of these I've only played once, so it's just a lot to take in. It's a lot of stuff. I would say my least favorite, it's still fun to listen to, but once. I don't think I would play it that often, is the Home Jam. I would rather, I'd rather listen to all the, stuff from the live concert and, of course, the Ultimate Mix, which is my favorite. And there is, like I said, I love the songs by Yoko Ono. And on the concert, I believe it was the afternoon show. Yoko seemed a little off with her vocals and missed a cue or two. And sometimes, that's the thing you have to realize too, is these were just 2 shows, right? Sometimes a band goes on tour, they don't, they're starting off a little, testing things out, they're maybe a little on the rough side. And, as they tour, they get better and better and things kind of settle down. So you have to realize this is kind of like a one-off with 2 shows. But overall, and the other thing I wanted to say is the band is so good. I never used to think that the Elephant's Memory Band was even a good band, to be honest. I thought they were just okay. But just hearing this and, going back in time, of course, they play on approximately in an infinite universe. And that really impressed me with their play. So anyway, there's just a lot to take in. And it's going to take me a few months to take it all in. So for the Ultimate Mixes, which is Sometime in New York City, now called New York City, it doesn't start with that infamous song, Woman is the End of the World. It's not on this box set. And I know, some fans aren't happy with that. I'm kind of, even when I was like, when the album first came out and I was like 12 years old, I did find it a little disturbing, the lyrics. But it was such a great song. John's vocals on it are just amazing. But I can kind of see why they left it off. You can still hear it, it's still on Spotify on the original album. And, I still have it on the original CD. So I'm kind of, like I said, 50-50 with it. And, it's their choice. Maybe Yoko Ono had some say in this, of course, right? And what I will say, though, is I think this is a stronger album overall with the remix and everything. And especially with it starting with New York City. I love that song now. I was going to rank the songs, and I was thinking, I don't know if I can now, because unlike before, I love all the songs now. But I still would say, yeah, my favorite is still We're All Water. But I wasn't always a fan of Sunday Bloody Sunday, but that's been extended and of course remixed. And I finally really do appreciate it. So I really like that one now. And Sisters, Oh Sisters, what a great pop song. Attica State, Born in a Prison. Angela. That's maybe the one song that I appreciate more now than ever, hearing it again. The Luck of the Irish. Yeah. Like I said, I'm just a music fan. I'm not a professional record reviewer. But I know that some of my viewers actually listen to me and respect my feelings, and they become fans. So I do thank you for listening. I highly recommend this box set. If you're a big John Lennon fan, go out and get it now or tomorrow. Oh, and by the way, happy birthday, Sean Lennon. How could I forget? Because this is the day before. Like I said, it's awesome that Joe met Sean Lennon. I met Sparks, as you know, a month ago, so I'm not jealous. It's always nice when YouTube channels are respected, like, with the Lennon estate. Of course, they're wanting you to promote whatever they're sending you. But I feel all of the YouTube channels that have received this are honest, right? I do want to mention the live jam, from the original Sometime in New York City. It's on here. I'm still not a fan of most of it, even though I'm a huge fan of Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention and Flo and Eddie. But Cold Turkey is awesome. Don't Worry, Kyoko. I really love that. And Well, John Lennon's vocals on that are great. Although, there are times even I am not a fan of Yoko's, whatever you want to call it, wailing or screaming. I don't think it was needed on Well, Baby, Please Don't Go. And then Jam Rag, I'm not really a fan of. Or Scumbag. Although it's probably my favorite of the last three songs. It kind of is catchy in a way. And then, what's it called? Ah, which is also known as A Small Eternity with Yoko Ono, which I guess is what Frank Zappa renamed the song. I know he wasn't happy with, I think most of you know the story about John Lennon and Frank Zappa. But it's nice that they corrected it on here. And yeah, they have King Kong mentioned. And but like I said, overall, I'm not a big fan of the live jam. And even for me, sometimes Yoko can be a bit too much. But I'm just saying, overall, I love her music and her a lot of her studio albums, and especially the songs on New York City. I'm gonna unstress now. I tried my best, folks. I'm sorry, Sean. I'm not gonna get any more box sets in the future. No, but I just love music. And if you're a big fan of John Lennon, get this box set. If you're on the fence about getting it, watch the other reviews, besides mine, of course. And then, decide whether you're going to buy it or not. But for me, I would highly recommend it. And then all of the contents inside, it's really a lot. So that is it. That's my That's my review, if you can call it a review. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye. And thank you, Lennon Estate.